Hey guys, welcome back to another Rob Dub video. So today I tried to get some 2K content out for you guys, but my recorder it was not working. So instead, I have an NBA teams tier list. We're gonna be ranking every single NBA team, based off this the last season that has gone, their potential as a team, their front office, their jerseys, everything. We're gonna be ranking it all. Just my honest opinions, my honest thoughts on these teams. So yeah, let's get into it. So starting off with the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks. I think they're a B team. I think they have potential. Their front office has done a good job to recover from the end of the 2014 season, obviously when Al Horford left, and they've gotten Trae Young, so they have potential. I really like where Atlanta's going to go. Boston. Boston have a very good chance of winning it all this season. They're not S tier yet, just because they're still developing some guys and they don't have a true big man. But their front office has debated Brooklyn for the past century, so yeah, Boston, very, very good NBA team. Brooklyn have only recently turned good. I want to say like 2017 onwards, they've been good, but before that, that trade with the Celtics has just ruined it. But in saying that, I'm going to put them C. Kyrie and KD saved the Brooklyn. I swear they saved them. Chicago. Chicago C team, man. Jim Boylan needs to get out of Chicago, and they need a true point guard. They need to stop drafting at the seventh pick, which obviously isn't their fault, but I don't know. Kobe White looks like he has some potential, but apart from him, they've drafted so many point guard after point guard. It just hasn't worked. The Clippers, I'm gonna put them in the A tier. They have a very high chance of winning it all this next season. I think, or this season, sorry. Do I think they're gonna win it? No, I think the Lakers are gonna win it, personally. But this Clippers team, man, the defense is so strong. I think the OKC Thunder did steal, like they literally took their picks for Paul George, obviously, but yeah, very good NBA team. Charlotte, oh, poor Charlotte fans, man. You lost Kemba because you didn't want to give him a supermax. Why would you not give Kemba Walker, the only decent player on your team, a supermax? They've missed out on so many good players. They have a horrible drafting team. Yeah, Michael Jordan needs to sort out his issues in Charlotte if they're going to have any chance to compete anytime soon. Cleveland, I don't know. There's something about Cleveland. I don't necessarily like them, but they're a decent NBA team. Like they have a decent head office. They weren't good until after the LeBron era. Now they've sorted themselves out, it seems, and they seem to have good potential. I don't know. They Sexland backcourt, Kevin Love, Andre Drummond now, which they absolutely stole from Detroit. Like good run franchise, I think. Denver, and yeah, oh, yeah, I'm gonna put Denver in the A tier. They've drafted. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna put them in the B tier, and I'll tell you why I'm putting them in the B tier. They would be A tier purely based off their drafting, because their drafting has been so immaculate, but they gave everything to Utah. So I suppose on the trading aspect, they haven't been the greatest. They do have a good chance to win it this season, but yeah, that Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, that must sting for them. Houston, C tier, man. How are you going to give up Clint Capella for Robert Covington and play small ball? It just doesn't compute in my head. I I don't see the point of turning up with Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and that's basically their roster. Russ and James. Who else is on that team? Rocco. He's not going to close out games for you. He's a good defender. He's a good role player, sure. But who else is on that team? Eric Gordon? They have serious issues in Houston that they need to sort out before their fans even start talking about championships. The Lakers, yeah. When you think of basketball, you think of LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and the Lakers, and maybe the Boston Celtics. Iconic NBA franchise. In recent history, their front office hasn't been the best, but they have a good chance to win it this season. They've done extremely well to stay relevant in this new age of NBA basketball, and yeah, big respect to Lakers fans, man, and to the Lakers organization. They've done an amazing job. Sorry, pardon me. Milwaukee, they weren't very good around the 2013, 2012, 2011 seasons. They weren't the best. I'm going to put them A tier. They did draft Giannis, like a generational talent, and no one else on this list has really done anything. I mean, apart from obviously the Cavs with LeBron, but all those generational talents that have been picked were usually at number one, and they were the consensus number one pick. Giannis was 13th. That was like a risk to take Giannis, and the Bucks took that risk, and they're reaping the rewards big time. Um, Bias alert. I'm a Heat fan. Pat Riley is the GOAT. Don't even argue. We've just drafted two undrafted rookies that are in the Rookie of the Year race, and Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler. Man, don't even. And we just got rid of. We just literally had LeBron like 6 years ago or something like that, and we lost him to Cleveland. But damn, great NBA franchise, man. You can't. We're attracting free agents everywhere in the rumor mill. Man, how you gonna diss Miami? Where are you gonna diss Miami? Go on, try me. Mavericks, they just lost Dirk. I'm gonna put them B tier. They're very well run. They have a good scouting department. I think that yeah, they're a decent NBA franchise. I reckon they're really good. I really don't like New Orleans. I don't know. There's just something about that team and the way that they handled the Anthony Davis situation and the Chris Paul situation. It just seems like no star, once they're in New Orleans, wants to stay in New Orleans. And I mean, New York, we don't want to talk about the Knicks, man. I think just today they waived. Who did they waive? They waived Alonzo Trio for Theo Pinson. What are you thinking? They just they don't seem to have a grasp of how the NBA is meant to be run. And if it wasn't for them being in New York, I think they wouldn't even be an NBA team. Honestly, they're that poorly run. I'm gonna put them C tier actually, just because of the history. But damn, Knicks fans, feel sad for you guys. Oklahoma's an A S tier, man. Their front office is impeccable. They have a great future with SGA. They literally have picks upon picks from the Paul George trade. And it's not the first time they've done that. They drafted Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. The only thing you can knock on OKC is not giving James Harden the supermax. I have nothing else I can say about OKC. Bad. Orlando have been decent. I'm gonna put them C tier. They're just middle of the pack, isn't it? They're just yeah. Need to develop their players more with Steve Clifford. Like he's a good coach, but he needs to develop players a little bit more. Portland is sort of the same story as Dallas. They're a good team. They're just, I don't know, underrated good. I do like their future with Dame and CJ, although it is running short because of their ages. But yeah, they've got a good future ahead of them, and they're well set up to trade and sign players in accordance. Indiana, they lost Paul George, and I'm gonna put them down here purely because of a rumor I heard today, where they could have got, I think it was Blake Griffin when Paul George was still in Indiana, and they said no. They could have easily got like I think it was either Blake Griffin or Anthony Davis. and they didn't want him. They didn't want to overpay for him. So if that's the mentality that front office has, then that's not it's not the greatest mentality, is it now? Detroit recently has been so bad. Do I even need to talk about the Andre Drummond trade? Holy, yeah, they need to sort themselves out fast. Same with Sacramento. Their drafting over the past years. Oh my God. Overpaying um Harry Giles, I think it is, they overpaid. The only good pick that they really had is De'Aaron Fox. Marvin Bagley was a good pick at the time, but now you look back on it, they could have got Luka. It's so poor from Sacramento, man. It's so bad. Phoenix hasn't been much better, really. They got Devin Booker, which is a great pickup. They got DeAndre Ayton, which was another great pickup. But like again, they could have had Luka. They could have had Trae Young. And it's weird that they didn't pick up Luka because they're in need of a point guard. They didn't necessarily need. Oh, they did need a center as well, but like Luka was now looking back at it the consensus number one overall pick. Imagine Phoenix with Luka, man. That'd be such a nice team. I mean, Spurs is just your classic NBA team. I don't think that they haven't missed the playoffs in like 17 years or something like that. They're just so well run. Greg Popovich, you can't go wrong with that man. He's an absolute legend in basketball. And yeah, I you cannot go wrong with being a Spurs fan, honestly. Philly's good, but and I respect the trust the process era in like 2014, 2015, but they haven't capitalized on it, I don't think. I don't know. Overpaying Tobias Harris, not the greatest, and they don't have a lot of offensive power. Ben Simmons is great. Joel Embiid is amazing defensively, but offensively, they can't space the floor very well. In recent history, they had AI. That's really about it. They had AI for a long time, and AI was really good for them. Had a finals run in 2000, I think they got to the NBA Finals, and then got done by Kobe's Lakers. But yeah, they're a good team. No disrespect to Philly. Toronto have been a very well run organization as of recently. They're very attractive to free agents just purely because of how well they're run and their ability to stay relevant. But yeah, I really like Toronto. Obviously, they have the sickest jersey known to mankind, worn by Vince Carter in the late 90s, sorry. Oh my lord, the greatest jersey of all time. Utah have been a very good team. I feel like Utah, I'm going to put Utah here above Denver purely because of the Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert trade. They read those players like absolute books, and I have to respect Utah for that. They've done very well. Golden State, as much as it pains me, yeah. And the sad thing is, you can't even argue with me because they drafted Steph Curry, they drafted Draymond Green, they drafted Klay Thompson. Like, come on. They drafted Andrew Bogut. Well, they didn't draft it, but they traded for Andrew Bogut. Wow. Probably the best organization this past decade plus, running wise. Drafting impeccable, cap situational skills impeccable to still get Kevin Durant on top of those three. And then, well, they didn't capitalize on their championships, but trust me, Golden State is a team to watch in the coming years. Washington, Washington. I'm gonna put them C tier. They're just average, isn't it? Isn't it? They drafted John Wall, they drafted Bradley Beal. Good pickups, but their backcourt, it's not the best. They had Jan Mahimi, they had Dwight for a bit, but who else have they really had? Martin Gortat. Who else? I can't even remember. There's not very good. They're just not a good NBA team. They need to be run better. Actually, for the nation's capital, I'm gonna put them D tier, honestly. And same with Minnesota. Oh, the drafting mistakes from Minnesota. The Stephen Curry 2009, Johnny Flynn, Ricky Rubio. Ouch, 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 ouch from Minnesota. Minnesota, Sacramento, and Charlotte, the worst drafting organizations probably ever. Jesus. And last but not least, Memphis. For what they have, Memphis, and for the position that they've been in for the past couple of years, Memphis have capitalized. They got Jar this year, they got Jaren Jackson. They're going to be a very good NBA team once those players flourish. And yeah, they run well. I just can't wait to see what they've got up their sleeve. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. It's been your boy Rob Dob, and we'll see you soon. Catch you later.